Melania Trump made a rare appearance in compliance with Section 3, subsection 2.7 of her prenuptial agreement. And look at the way these two lovebirds interact with each other. Their chemistry, it's positively smoldering.
A second Hitler. How does that make you feel? Because you know him better than anyone.
Correct. It's terrible. He's not Hitler, and all of his supporters, they're standing behind him because they want to see country successful.
Coming up, we're diving into Melania's secret How to Ditch Donald handbook, as revealed by late-night comedy kings Kimmel and Colbert. Get ready for laughs, gasps, and maybe a tiny bit of sympathy for the First Lady. We'll cover everything from Melania's help me facial expressions to her alleged rocket ship plans. Plus, stick around for Trump's angry tweet storm response. It's comedy gold you won't want to miss. This has always blown my mind a little bit. 91% that watch this show regularly haven't subscribed.
That I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
She greets him like he made a delivery to her art gallery. This appearance, it was as if they caught her in a glue trap at Saks Fifth Avenue and dragged her there.
And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
Could I ask you for a small favor before we start? If you like this show, what we do here, and want to support us, the free simple way you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button. Picture this, Melania Trump, the so-called First Lady, standing next to her husband during yet another public appearance. But instead of beaming with pride, she's got a face that screams, "Help me," louder than a teenager stuck at a family reunion. Jimmy Kimmel, always ready with a zinger, couldn't help but point out that Melania's expressions are less supportive spouse and more hostage in designer clothes. Now, we've all had those moments where we're trapped in an awkward situation, wishing we could teleport away. But Melania, she's taken it to a whole new level. Kimmel jokes that her favorite hobby isn't tennis or gardening, it's social distancing from Donald. And honestly, can you blame her? Standing next to a guy who looks like he took a bath in Cheeto dust can't be easy on the eyes or the nose.
That night at Mar-a-Lago, and reports say that Melania has been so reluctant to re-enter public life that the former president had to beg her to be seen in public with him. You know, ever since leaving the White House 2 years ago, we've heard very little from former First Lady Melania, but lately her name's been back in the news, though mostly just her name, because she was notably absent from both her husband's arraignment in New York as well as from his speech. You know it's serious. Usually he only begs for 11,000 more votes in Georgia. But on Easter Sunday, she did finally make an appearance with the ex-president, having a very public brunch with him.
But it's not just Kimmel who's noticed Melania's apparent discomfort. Stephen Colbert's got his own take on what's going through her head during these cringeworthy moments. Is she thinking about when she can finally kick off those killer heels? Or maybe she's having a sliding doors moment, imagining a world where she married for love instead of, well, whatever it is she married Trump for. You know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words? Well, Melania's face during these public appearances is worth 1,000 yikes. Her eyes are practically screaming, "Someone, anyone, get me out of here." It's like watching a real-life version of those nature documentaries where a gazelle realizes it's standing next to a lion. Except in this case, the lion is orange and has a questionable hair dust. But here's the kicker. According to Kimmel, Melania's happiest moment isn't what you'd expect. It's not when she's cutting ribbons or reading to kids. Nope, it's when Trump walks away. Literally. Can you imagine being so relieved to see your husband's back that it's the highlight of your day? That's not just a red flag, folks. That's a whole red banner with flashing lights and a marching band. Now, before you start feeling too sorry for Melania, remember, she signed up for this gig, but still, watching her try to maintain her composure during these public appearances is like watching someone try to eat a lemon without making a face. It's nearly impossible, and the results are hilarious. But wait, there's more to Melania's misery than just public appearances. Oh no, this rabbit hole of awkwardness goes much deeper. Stick around, because we're about to dive into some of Melania's alleged secret escape plans. Trust me, they make standing next to Trump look like a walk in the park. Alright folks, buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride into the mind of Melania Trump. And let me tell you, it's a lot more interesting than watching paint dry at the White House. Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, those late-night troublemakers, claim they've gotten their hands on some of Melania's private messages. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that illegal? Well, probably, but since when has that stopped anyone in Washington? According to Kimmel, these texts are more shocking than Trump's hair in a strong wind. And if you've seen that orange cotton candy whipped up on his head, you know that's saying something. But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's dive into these supposed messages and see what our First Lady's really thinking. Kimmel kicks things off with a text he claims Melania sent to her hairdresser. Now, we all know Melania's got some thoughts about her husband's unique style, but this takes it to a whole new level. According to Kimmel, Melania described Trump's infamous hairdo as a dead squirrel having a bad hair day. Ouch, that's gotta hurt more than a spray tan gone wrong. But wait, there's more. Colbert jumps in with what he says is a leaked email from Melania to her travel agent. And let me tell you, it's not about planning a romantic getaway with the Donald. Nope. It's all about her desire to escape her current life. Apparently our First Lady's looking into one-way tickets to Mars. Can't say I blame her. I mean, have you seen the White House lately? It's like a reality TV show gone horribly wrong. The comedians then take turns imagining more ridiculous messages from the First Lady. It's like a game of who can come up with the craziest Melania escape plan. We've got everything from disguising herself as a White House tour guide, because let's face it, Trump wouldn't recognize her in a uniform, to hiding in Barron's Xbox. Hey, it's roomy in there. But the real kicker? Kimmel jokes that Melania's ultimate secret wish is to be trapped in the Obama portrait. Why? Because it's the only place in the White House where she knows Donald wouldn't go. Talk about a sick burn. I mean, can you imagine Melania eternally frozen in a painting, finally getting some peace and quiet from the Twitter-in-chief? Now, I know what you're thinking. This can't be real. And you're right, it probably isn't. But that's the beauty of late night comedy, folks. It takes the absurdity of our current political situation and cranks it up to 11. And let's be honest, with the way things have been going, would any of us really be surprised if Melania was Googling how to build a rocket to Mars on the White House Wi-Fi? Well, folks, it looks like Melania Trump's wild ride isn't over yet. Our late-night jesters Kimmel and Colbert have cooked up some truly out-of-this-world scenarios for the First Lady's great escape, and let me tell you, these plans make Area 51 look like a backyard barbecue. Let's start with Jimmy Kimmel's take on Melania's sneaky getaway. He's got this hilarious idea that she might try to pull a fast one by disguising herself as a White House tour guide. Can you imagine? There she is, leading a group of unsuspecting tourists through the halls of power, pointing out the sights. On your left, the Lincoln bedroom. On your right, me making a run for it. I mean, talk about hiding in plain sight. It's like a scene straight out of a spy movie, but with more designer shoes and less espionage skills. But Stephen Colbert? Oh, he's not content with keeping Melania's escape plans earthbound. Nope, he's shooting for the stars. Literally. According to Colbert, Melania's ultimate getaway involves a rocket ship and Mars colonization. Because apparently, even the moon isn't far enough away from Donald Trump. I guess when your husband's tweets can reach you anywhere on Earth, the only logical solution is to leave the planet entirely. Now, let's talk about Melania's potential post-escape plans. Our comedic duo speculates that she might open a chain of boutiques called I Really Don't Care, Do You? It's a nod to that infamous jacket she wore, but now it's less of a fashion statement and more of a business model. I can see it now, racks of designer escape wear and a best-selling line of oversized sunglasses perfect for hiding your identity at customs. But here's where it gets really wild. Picture this. Melania Trump, former model and First Lady, blasting off to Mars in a Chanel spacesuit. It's the ultimate Bye Felicia moment, but with more rocket fuel and less gravity. As she leaves Earth's atmosphere, she whispers her final words, "Be best without me." Now that's what I call taking social distancing to a whole new level. Colbert couldn't resist poking fun at Melania's recent media appearances too. He joked that her public persona might be as carefully crafted as one of Trump's toupees. Ouch, that's gotta sting. But hey, when your role as First Lady feels more like a performance than a genuine experience, I guess you've gotta keep that poker face on point. And let's not forget Kimmel's zinger about Melania's frequent absences from big events. He quipped that instead of showing up, she might be crying in the dark. Talk about a dark joke. It's like he's painting painting a picture of Melania as some kind of White House Rapunzel, locked away in her tower, dreaming of freedom and a life without bad spray tans. You know, when you step back and look at all these jokes, it's kind of wild how Melania's life has become this surreal comedy. Here's a woman who went from strutting down catwalks to dodging political landmines in the White House. No wonder our late night hosts have such a field day with her story. It's like a reality show meets science fiction meets political satire. Hold on to your hairpieces, folks. Our late night comedians have just lit the fuse on a presidential powder keg, and we're all waiting for the Twitter explosion. You know who's not laughing at these Melania jokes? Our commander in tweet, Donald Trump. He's probably turning redder than a sunburned tomato right about now. Colbert, always ready with a zinger, predicted that Trump wouldn't be able to resist responding to their Melania roast. He said Trump's like a moth to a flame when it comes to late night comedians making fun of him. And let's be honest, folks, Trump's self-control is about as strong as a wet paper towel in a hurricane. So what happens when you poke the presidential bear? Kimmel and Colbert decided to give us a sneak peek into Trump's potential social media meltdown. They took turns mimicking Trump's unique Twitter voice, and boy, was it a doozy. Picture all caps rage, random quotation marks, and enough exclamation points to make an 8th grade diary jealous. Kimmel kicked things off with a Trump-style tweet. Fake comedians telling fake jokes about my beautiful wife. SAD not to be outdone, Colbert chimed in with his own Trump impression. Kimmel and Colbert are losers. Their ratings are terrible. I have the best ratings, everybody knows it. The fake tweets got increasingly unhinged as the comedians tried to outdo each other. Kimmel joked that Trump's tweets often include misspellings, so he threw in a classic Trumpian typo. These so-called comedians are nothing but losers. Colbert, not to be outdone, added that Trump probably tweets from his golden toilet, because where else would such brilliant ideas come from? As the mock Twitter exchange heated up, the comedians built up to Trump's ultimate imaginary tweet. Drumroll please. I hereby demand an immediate investigation into comedy treason. Now that's a phrase that would make even the founding fathers scratch their powdered wigs in confusion. But here's the kicker, folks. Trump's actual history of responding to comedians isn't far off from these exaggerated portrayals. He's got a well-documented track record of labeling late-night hosts as fake or losers when they dare to poke fun at him. It's like watching a real-life cartoon character come to life, only with nuclear launch codes. The thin-skinned Avenger strikes again. Trump's reactions to political satire are about as predictable as a rerun of The Apprentice. You'd think the leader of the free world would have thicker skin, but nope. He's more sensitive than a sunburned jellyfish. What's truly mind-boggling is how closely Trump's real-life Twitter tirades match up with the comedian's exaggerated impressions. It's like they're not even writing jokes anymore, just reading straight from Trump's feed. The line between satire and reality has become so blurred, we might need to call in a team of cartographers to redraw it. So, as we wait for the inevitable presidential tweet storm, let's take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of it all. We've got late-night hosts predicting the president's social media meltdowns with scary accuracy, and a commander-in-chief who seems more concerned with TV ratings than, oh, I don't know, running the country. Kimmel and Colbert's roast of Melania isn't just about getting laughs. These comedians are actually shaping how we see the First Lady and the whole Trump circus. But here's the real question. Will their jokes push Trump over the edge? Will we see a late-night tweet storm from the Oval Office bathroom? Or maybe, just maybe, Melania will finally crack a smile. Though let's be real, she's probably too busy Googling how to build a rocket to Mars. The comedians remind us that humor can be a powerful tool for political engagement. They're not just cracking jokes, they're encouraging us to speak up and support free speech. So next time you're laughing at Kimmel's Trump impression, remember you're also participating in democracy. Who knew politics could be this funny? In this White House soap opera, the drama never stops, and neither does the comedy. It's like a reality show where the stakes are way too high and the star keeps firing the producers. But hey, at least we can laugh about it, right?